Question, first row center.
Hey, Coach, nice
Hi,
to
Doug.
see you.
How are you?
Good. Um, you've won a lot of different titles in the W and other places. What does the Commissioner's Cup mean to you and to your team if you are able to come out on top tonight?
Yeah, what's happened in the past doesn't really matter much to this team. I tried to tell stories and they're like, Coach, we weren't here for any of that. So just Brunson and I were reminiscing. But I think for this team, I think about where the season started and where you all thought our team would be. Um, I think for them, they have believed in themselves. They could beat every team from the very beginning. The last couple of seasons, I've had to convince some players that we could win, and this team has got this natural way about them, belief in themselves, and what would it mean to them? I mean, we're representing the Western Conference. We're 4-1. We're a last second three ball away from being 5-0. So to this point in the season, to be the best team in the West and have a chance to be here in New York and, try to be a great New York team. We do that. What that means to them, it means we're a darn good basketball team. Now they're excited about the money. But I think they know, how meaningful this would be for them. And I think as an organization, this is where we want to be, competing for championships of every kind during the season.
Staying in the front row.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Jackie.
It's good to see you. So on the social justice front, because this is an important part of the Commissioner's Cup as well. Yesterday, I think it was the 2-year anniversary of the Dobbs case being overturned or being decided, which overturned constitutional right to abortion in this country. I'm just curious how that adds to the significance for you, alongside the fact that you guys are donating to Gender Justice, which is looking to fight, for reproductive rights.
And I appreciate, this is what our league has done. I mean, we talk about 2016, we feel like the Lynx were at the forefront of, using sport as a vehicle of change as it pertained to criminal justice reform, just a number of things. And our league has now dove in ways that, frankly, we didn't in the early years. And, this team or this league, you could say that we have more to lose, as women than any other sports league. But we actually have more to lose if we don't use our voices. And I think that what you're talking about, all of these situations where they're rolling back rights of women, that's important for us to, not just as basketball players, but to use the tremendous platform that we have. And I just appreciate the group of women in the WNBA and the way that they have, stood up and proudly, represented the things that they care about, and certainly know that we're being a voice for the voiceless, and if we don't do it, who's going to?
Cheryl, in the back to your left.
Hi, Cheryl. The ball movement with this group is pretty remarkable, nearly a record assisted shot rate. How much of that is an intentional philosophical thing coming down from you, and how much is just the skills of this group?
Skills of the group.
Yeah.
Skills of the group. We've had some teams, when I think about, last couple of seasons, our second group in the last couple of years was the ball mover group. And I'm really glad it's the first group that got it this year. Very little coaxing. They're just good basketball players, really good basketball players that recognize making easy play is our space. And we have to do hard things. We're not very good. It's true for most teams. When you try to do hard things and recognizing they have good enough players all around you, we're selfless. Don't care who gets the credit. Those are all great combinations.
Our turn to, I'm sorry, we'll stay in the room right here, second row center.
Coach, you're talking about the players maybe don't remember the great Lynx teams, but I think all of us do. I wonder.
I didn't go that far to remember the great Lynx team. I just remember like some of the.
But I mean, this was a franchise that was great for a long period of time. I wonder, how much does this group remind you of that group? Is it maybe not necessarily player to player, but in terms of the personality that you guys have been able to foster with this group?
I think the intangibles, for sure. They possess the intangibles of a championship team, championship quality team, for sure. you know, it's hard to necessarily compare, but chemistry is always at the root of a successful team. And so, you know, that is laced through our team.
Staying in the room, to your right, second row.
Back here. Alana Smith is obviously, having another career year, I guess. How have you seen her develop since you first started coaching against her, and maybe make the case for her to be an all-star?
Yeah, I think, I've said this a few times that if you go back to the 2019 draft that Alana Smith was a part of, we were well versed in Lan. I watched her play a lot. Our staff watched her play a lot because she was going to be our pick if Nafisa Collier was not available. And so I think just having an appreciation for her as a college player and her multidimensional game, her ability to stretch the defense, she could pass. She's a great competitor. I think in terms of, I think Lan's probably the better person to ask, but the first 4 years, we didn't see much of her. So I can't really tell you that I knew what she was as a pro. I think James Wade gets credit for bringing her to Chicago, and being in Chicago, it's all about opportunity and timing. Being in Chicago at a time when there was the opportunity to play and start. And that's what it is for a lot of these players, getting an opportunity. Sometimes it's just a great fit. And I think for Lan last season in Chicago, proving who she is now as a WNBA player. I mean, the year before that, she was getting released, getting waived by, a non-playoff team, and then went home to Australia and was like, hey, I'm not so sure, about this WNBA thing. And then she got herself together and said, no, I know what I can do. And then Nafisa Collier saying she was one of the hardest players to play against last season. That was, I think, for us, you certainly can see it, the competitor, and then being with her every day. We sat down, our GM Claire DeWilliams' son had a birthday party, and Lan and I, it was the first time we actually had any meaningful conversation outside of, hey, you want to come play for the Lynx type stuff, and just started talking and she said, yeah, people are asking me how it's going, and she shared, so yeah, people asking me how it's going with you. And I said, my answer was, I don't worry about anything she does. And what that means is there's immediate trust because all of her movements make sense to me, all of them. And, doesn't necessarily always work out that we made a shot or that we got to stop, but I always trust when I'm watching video. I understand why she did everything that she did. And so I just think she's just a very natural talent, basketball player wise. And I think in terms of an all-star, I love these stories where it takes time in our league. It takes time, 5-6 years of playing, you get your confidence and you really start to understand your identity. That's where Lan's at. And so we were just thankful that James brought her to Chicago and she showed what she had and that we happen to be a place that she wanted to play at. So Lan should absolutely be getting all-star votes for sure.
All right, one more from the room, and we need to get to a couple on Zoom. Cheryl, third row center.
Hi, Coach. So as you know, Sabrina and Brianna are one of the best duos on the offensive end. So what is it going to take to interrupt this duo and win the cup?
For our duo to be just as good as their duo. And so if you look, McBride and Sabrina, if I'm not mistaken, have both made the same number of threes. And if you look at Stewie and Fee, they score the same number of points. So we have to make sure that their duo doesn't outdo our duo.
We're going to turn to Zoom. Kent, and then you'll be followed by Howard.
Good evening.
Again,
I was just wondering if you could talk about why it was so important for you guys to play this game on a night when there were no other games being played, when maybe you weren't one of 4 games being played. I mean, was it the fact that they had earned this for the first time? I mean, what was, I guess, the primary motive for really thinking playing on the 25th was the most important thing?
I didn't make the Commissioner's Cup schedule. So we knew on November 1st of 2023 that the Commissioner Cup would be on Tuesday, June 25th. All right. We knew that long ago. And so I'm not sure why Minnesota is having conversations around when the Commissioner Cup is being played. The New York Liberty had a conflict with their facility that they knew about, the league knew about, right? It's customary in our league that if you can't provide your normal facility, unfortunately, we are well versed in that space. To call it a neutral court, I think is absurd. I think I read some of that. This is not a neutral court. We came a long way to be here, and we won't have a lot of our Lynx fans to be able to be here. But so I don't know the question. Why did I think it was important? I think the league finds it important. I think Amazon Prime finds it important that we're the only game, that this is a huge game. This is a huge event for our league, and we're excited to be here.
All right, Howard, you're up.
Hey, Cheryl, good to see you.
Hi, Howard.
You touched a little bit on this up top, and I asked Sandy about it as well. But I'm wondering, we're several years here into the Commissioner's Cup. How important is this? When you think about kind of the pecking order, winning the WNBA championship, I'm sure is above it. Things like winning the Olympics. Obviously, there's money involved. There's also the element involved of it seems like there's a gap between the amount of success you've had so far and kind of where Minnesota is being talked about in the pecking order. So 2 parts to it. One, the Commissioner's Cup generally, and then for your group specifically at this point in time, how important is a game like this to win?
Yeah, I mean, the Commissioner's Cup, I think it was brought to my attention that I believe the only teams that have participated in the Commissioner's Cup have been in the finals. So that's exciting. It's exciting for the Minnesota Lynx to be in the Commissioner's Cup and with that trend. What does it mean to our team? That means that, and I'll share this with them tonight, that, I mean, we're not even halfway yet. We got a long way to go. But I certainly like where we are. They like where we are. And if we continue to improve and keep on this trajectory, they need to understand that there's a great chance we could be in the WNBA finals. That's what it means. You win this game tonight. I don't want you guys to start talking about us. I don't want Michael Vopel to put us #1 in the power rank. I just don't. I don't. It took Michael. It's three, and I'm gonna sound like JJ Redick up here, start swearing, but we don't want you guys to talk about us, right? It's like we're making you talk about us. We are making you talk about us. You guys didn't want to talk about us. And that's what I'm going to tell our team in the locker room, that let's keep making that so. You win the Commissioner's Cup, people are going to start talking about us actually being real contenders to win the 2024 WNBA championship.
Thank you.
Last question, front row to your right.
Well, to follow up on that, the Liberty have never won any type of championship. So does your team have a little
Any
more
type? Aren't they the defending Commissioner Cup champions?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, but they never won a WNBA championship. So
That's fair.
So is there a little more impetus to win tonight?
No, I don't care about the New York Liberty and what they've won. We want to beat the New York Liberty in the Commissioner's Cup tonight. And that's obviously the sole focus. And I'm sure they would like to defend their championship from the Commissioner's Cup last season. So it should be a great game. Thanks, everybody.
Cheryl, thank you. All right. Well, welcome, Bridget and Letitia. We'll begin right away with questions. We're going to start with Kent. Kent, go ahead.
Good morning. This is for either player. What is, I mean, everybody talks about, the money that's available for this game, but just in terms of what you guys kind of want to prove as a team that maybe wasn't given a lot of notice at the start of the season, is there that element to it as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're okay with people not talking about us. Like, we don't mind. We know what we're capable of as a team, what we can do this season. I think anytime there's an opportunity to win a championship, like, we want to take advantage of that and bring it back home to Minnesota. So yeah, the money is nice and all that, but it's also a pride thing. It's also wanting to win a championship, and it's really cool that the WNBA has put this on the last couple of years to add that to our season. So a little extra motivation for sure, but we're excited for the opportunity and hopefully get some more people talking about us.
You want to take that one as well?
Oh, she got
You
it.
good?
Yeah,
Okay.
she got it.
I've got turn next to Jordan, and Jordan, you'll be followed by Nathan. Jordan.
Hey, ladies, Jordan from Television Sports. So one of the things that stands out about your team is chemistry. Like, you all just work so well together. I guess just talking about how was it developing that chemistry, whether that's during training camp or just during practice.
I would say we had to develop a lot of chemistry early during training camp because obviously just with the schedule, there's really not a lot of time to, get on the court with just the amount of games. But I think we do a good job also building chemistry off the court as well, which carries over to on the court. It's just a really great group of individuals and we're coming together really, really, really good.
Jordan, follow up or good?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Nathan, you're up.
Hey, ladies, thanks for joining, Natasha. And I just want to get your reaction, both of you. What excites you about about tonight, the Commissioner's Cup, and let's talk about the general overall reaction coming into the game.
We're excited. We like the new format this year, how it was like just 5 games that counted toward Commissioner Cup. We like that change. We were really able to like focus in on those games. I mean, every game's important, obviously, but to have it like a smaller sample size and just really locking in, it kind of added to the excitement of each Commissioner Cup game. So we're excited to be here. We played a lot of hard games, really good teams in the West. So to make it here, we're really proud of that, but we also want to win. So we're excited about the opportunity against a really good New York team who we've played once this year. So it'll be fun. Obviously, there's a lot on the line, but we're excited for the opportunity. And I think our team is built for it. We have a really good mindset, really good team chemistry heading into this game. So we're excited.
All right. Nathan, good or follow up?
Good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're going to turn next to Robert.
Thank you. My question is, I only have one question for Bridget and Natasha. I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are about the momentum of women's basketball and seeing all the attention around it, especially with this game and having people know how great your team is against one of the best in the East.
You got it, Bridget. I couldn't focus.
Her name's Natisha next time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we're excited. Obviously, the growth has been incredible to watch. It's incredible to be a part of. From when we first came into the league until now, 6 years ago, like we've seen a tremendous growth. And obviously, even before we were in the league, the people who started the growth, started the momentum, and we are beneficiaries of that. And even the next generation will benefit even more. So it's fun to be a part of. A lot of eyes are on us, and there's good and bad with that. But I think the growth of the game is continuing to go. The product on the floor is continuing to get better and better. And it's really fun to be a part of a really good league and on a really good team that's competing at the highest level right now. So yeah, super fun. And we're just happy to be a part of it.
All right, Robert, thank you. Anybody else? Robert, did you have a follow-up? I'm sorry.
I'm all set. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Chris. We do have more questions. Chris and then Kent. Chris, go ahead.
Natisha, Bridget, how are you? Either of you on this one. Do you like this as sort of the stakes are higher here? The regular season can get a little bit long at times, and is it nice to sort of have this championship game here sitting in the middle of the season that you can kind of try to find another gear? Maybe it'll have a little different feel than a regular season game.
Yeah, I think we're all really excited. Bridget touched on it, just like a great opportunity. And it kind of shows our work that we've done early on in the season to get here. So I feel like the atmosphere, the energy, everything around the Commissioner's Cup is super exciting. And like you said, it's just a little extra incentive. Obviously want to celebrate, and then get that money on.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Thanks,
Kent,
Ron.
did you have one more question?
Yeah, I just have a real quick question. I mean, I would imagine you two expect a little different New York team than the one you guys got in Target Center the other last month. I mean, having watched them on film, what are the biggest challenges you expect? And do you think that team would be looking to kind of maybe atone for what they probably thought was their worst performance of the year?
Yeah, New York's a really good team. They've been a really good team for a number of years now, and they're playing really well right now. JJ's playing incredible. Sabrina's doing what she does. Stewie's doing what she does. And then they have a lot of role players that are filling in the gaps and being really helpful to them. But I think, our team matches up well against them. We know them really well. They know us really well. That's why I think it'll be a really good game tonight. We just want to make things as difficult as possible for them. We know they're really good players. They're some of the best players in the world. So making every shot difficult, every catch difficult, knowing they're gonna get theirs, and it's gonna be hard. But you know, over the course of 40 minutes, hopefully that the longevity of making things hard works out well for us. But yeah, we're excited to again see how we match up a month later in the season against a really good team.
All right, everybody. Natisha, Bridget, thank you.
Thank you.